tu hija. ¿Quién es? Guru Vishwananda Sri Giridhari Lakshmi Narayana Narasimha Deva Bhajo Guru Vishwananda Sri Everybody, Bhajo Guru Vishwananda todos juntos. Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana, Narasimha Deva. One more time. Vajo Guru Vishwananda, Sri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana, Narasimha Deva. Vajo Guru Vishwananda, Sri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana, Narasimha Deva. Vajo Guru Vishwananda, Sri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana, Narasimha Deva. Vajo Guru Vishwananda, Sri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana, Narasimha Deva. Vajo Guru Vishwananda, Sri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana, Narasimha Deva. Vajo Guru Vishwananda, Sri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana, Narasimha Deva. Vajo Guru Vishwananda, Sri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana, Narasimha Deva. Vajo Guru Vishwananda, Sri Giridhari, Lakshmi Narayana, Narasimha
¿En C? Ven aquí conmigo. No pise la alma y ponte aquí un momento para dejarte el micro. Solamente un momento para cantar. ¿Te puedes sentar? Un momentito y canta ahí. Es que esto no sé si aguanta, pero vamos a probar. Vamos, vamos.
Narayana Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Lakshmi 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 Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Vivo Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Lakshmi Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Lakshmi Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Lakshmi Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Lakshmi Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Lakshmi Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Govinda Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Lakshmi Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Lakshmi Narayana Hari Om. Govinda Krishna Hari Om. Gopala Krishna Hari Om. Narayana Hari Om. Lakshmi Narayana Hari Om.
Sri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Shri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Sri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Shri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Sri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Shri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Sri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Shri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Sri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Shri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Sri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Shri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Sri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Shri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Sri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Shri Guru Sharanam, Satguru Sharanam,
Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Guru Om, Guru Om, Guru Om Mangalam,
Sri Guru Sharanam,
Agnanam timirandasya jnanam janashalakaya chakshurumilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu
Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi
Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishvabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hare Priye. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Ya Kundena Tusharaha Javala, Ya Shuddhavasthamita, Ya Veena Varadhanda Manditakara, Ya Shveta Padmasana, Ya Brahma Sutta Shankara Pravitiri, Vehe Sada Vandita, Samam Patu Saraswati Bhagavati, Buddhi Pradam Sharade, Buddhi Pradam Sharade. Jai Gurudev, everyone.
Jai Gurudev.
Meaning greetings to all of you. You understand English or Portuguese? I mean, sorry, Spanish.
¿Entendéis inglés? Pregunta.
Who's translating? Ah, yes.
Ha dicho Jai Gurudev, saludos a todos y que si hablabais todos inglés o español.
So, that she will have to translate. It's lovely to be here on your lovely island.
Es genial estar aquí en esta maravillosa isla.
So, you have this question from you.
¿Son preguntas de vosotros? ¿Pregunta?
How many of you know what is satsang?
¿Cuántos de vosotros sabe lo que es un satsang?
So, what do you think what is satsang?
¿Qué pensáis que es un satsang?
Any idea?
¿Tenéis alguna idea?
Mataji, you.
Dice que digáis algo, si sabéis. A meeting with the master.
That's darshan.
Eso es darshan.
Satsang means sharing.
Satsang significa compartir.
Not only me talking, you listening.
No,
That's boring.
no solamente él hablando y vosotros escuchando, eso es aburrido.
Listen, but also to understand,
Satsang
to participate.
no solo es escuchar, sino participar. Entender, pero escuchar y participar.
So if you have any question, you can ask me.
Así que si tenéis alguna pregunta, le podéis preguntar.
And I have some question I will ask you.
Y él también tiene algunas preguntas que haceros a vosotros.
Yes?
¿Sí? ¿De acuerdo?
So you have any question?
¿Queréis empezar haciendo preguntas? ¿Alguno de vosotros? ¿Podéis levantar la mano?
Yes, Mataji.
When you are in a difficult moment in your life, can you talk about meditation? Ah, okay, you heard. Sí, cuando estás en un momento difícil de tu vida, si él puede hablar de la meditación o qué nos puede ayudar para tener paz por dentro.
You see, in your question, you have two main points. Firstly is the problem, and secondly is meditation. These two things normally doesn't go together. If you are meditating, you have to be in a calm state. So if you are not in a calm state, meditation doesn't help. You see, Bhagavan Krishna said in the Gita, you have to practice. You have to practice and being non-participation, you know. So you practice. When you practice, you are participating, and also you have to be detached, dispassion. So these two doesn't go together. But yet, if you want to have peace of mind, you have to do both similar at the same time. You have to practice and being dispassion. So how would you do that? You know, if you're sitting in your meditation, first thing that will arise inside of your mind will be your worries. This is where your mind lives actually. You know, your mind, your real house actually is not this building what you stay. Your real apartment, you know, it's not where you stay really. Because most of the time where you lived is in your mind. Outside things can be very beautiful, you know, big beautiful veranda, beautiful house, very decorative, but it doesn't mean anything. Because your mind, this is where you truly live. And if you don't really clean the mind, nothing is clean. It can appear very beautiful on the outside, but inside it is not. So you have to see how you hold upon your worries, your problem. You know, worries, you compile it and pack it and put it in a closet inside. You know, complexes are many, grudges are many, fears are many. Where do you put all this? You don't put it in the outside. You hold it upon in your mind. So firstly, before meditation, you have to learn to calm the mind. You know, you have to make the mind strong. You have only one mind. You don't have two minds. Do you know how wonderful is God? You know, who created? He created everything in pairs. Two eyes, nose, mouth, even is separated into two. You know, your body is separated into two parts. You know, energetically also, you have the male side and the female side. But the mind, there's only one. So how wonderful he is. If you would have created two minds, you know what you will have done? You will have placed one mind on God and one mind on in the world. But he have given you only one. So that you have the choice of it, where you want to place it. If you place it into the world, you will not find any happiness. Because in the world, it's a world of illusion. It's coming and going. So nothing is permanent. And what are you looking for truly is something which is permanent, no? If you want to, if you are sitting in meditation, if you are praying, you are looking for something long term. No one likes short term. Everybody like a long term. longer it is, better it is. So here we are not talking about long-term or short-term, we are talking about permanent. Something which is eternal. So what is eternal? The world, we know, yes, it comes and goes. How many times have you traveled into this world? Many times, if not millions of times. But yet, why have you not attained that eternal bliss? So, you see, the choice of placing the mind into the world, you will have short-term happiness. And if you place the mind upon God, you have eternal happiness. You see, firstly, that must be clear. It is easy to sit and close the eyes and meditate, but that's not called meditation. Because in meditation, you are absorbed in bliss. Many people sit in meditation, but yet they appear to be meditating, but they are not there. They are traveling around, you know. Their body is here, but they are in London, in other places, in the kitchen, what they will cook and eat later on, and so on. But that's not meditation. Meditation is when you're absorbed in the love of the beloved. You know. You're absorbed in the love, eternal love within your heart. And you're enjoying His presence. Then on you can meditate. First you have to clear the mind. And how you clear the mind is by continuous remembrance of Him and chanting His name. I will let Swamini translate a little bit.
Okay, dice, normalmente tú has mencionado en la pregunta dos cosas, los problemas y la meditación, y normalmente no van juntos. La meditación es un estado de calma. Krishna en el Bhagavad Gita dice que tienes que practicar, pero mientras practicas tienes que estar desapegado de lo que estás haciendo. Para tener paz en la mente tienes que hacer al mismo tiempo esto, practicar lo que sea, pero estar desapegado. ¿Cómo? Porque si os sentáis a meditar, normalmente lo primero que viene, sale fuera, son los problemas. Eso es lo que pasa, ¿no? Y dice, vuestra casa realmente no es vuestra casa la que tenéis, donde vais a dormir y os cocináis y todo esto, sino es vuestra mente. Las cosas fuera pueden ser muy bonitas, en la casa, en el jardín, donde queráis, pero tenéis que ver cómo os engancháis a los problemas que tenéis, cómo os quedáis enganchados a los problemas, cómo dependéis de ellos, ¿no? Los miedos, todos los problemas, las cosas que os ocurren, todo está en vuestra mente. Y entonces primero hay que hacer la mente más fuerte. Y lo curioso es que tenemos solo una mente. Dios ha creado muchas cosas en pares, ¿no? Como los ojos, las fosas nasales, las manos, los pies, pero en cambio nos ha dado solo una mente. Si nos hubiera dado dos, pues tendríamos una puesta en Dios y otra en el exterior. Pero como nos ha dado solamente una, podemos elegir dónde ponemos la mente. Es nuestra elección. Y lo que estamos buscando no es algo a corto plazo. Realmente buscamos cosas que son a largo plazo. Y si pensáis, ¿cuántos problemas tenemos normalmente en el mundo? Muchísimos, dice. ¿Y por qué no hemos alcanzado la dicha eterna, la dicha suprema? Porque el mundo lo que nos da es una felicidad a corto plazo, ¿no? Y en cambio Dios es eterno. Así que Eso tiene que estar claro porque si cerramos los ojos para meditar, no quiere decir que estemos meditando. Mucha gente cierra los ojos y parece que está meditando, pero no está ahí en el momento. Está en Londres o está en otro sitio, está pensando que tiene que cocinar después, pero no está ahí realmente. ¿Y qué significa meditar de verdad? Pues significa estar absortos en el amor del amado y disfrutar de su presencia en ese momento. Entonces dice, ¿cómo podemos calmar la mente? Con el continuo recuerdo del amado, de Dios, y para eso lo que tenemos que hacer es cantar su nombre, recitar su nombre.
You see, by continuous repetition, your mind like that. Let's see, for example, when you have your problem, your worries, your mind like to continuously chant the name of that worry. No? It like to meditate upon that. And that what must change. Let's see. You have to understand, problem comes in one life, but it does go also. It never stay. So everything that come, it have a times, and it will pass. So how much importance you give to it, that become your reality also. Yeah, well, like you said, you're here right now, no? Then forget about the past. And forget also what will be in the future.
Dice que a la mente le gusta la repetición, ¿no? Y lo podemos ver con nuestros problemas y nuestras preocupaciones. Cuando tenemos problemas y preocupaciones, a la mente le gusta repetir esos problemas y preocupaciones, ¿no? Es como si meditáramos en los problemas y en las meditaciones. Y eso es lo que tenemos que cambiar. O sea, los problemas vienen y van, ¿no? Todo lo que viene hay algún momento en el que se va también. Y todo pasará en algún momento. Pero la importancia que le damos a eso es lo que vamos a tener. Y lo que le decía a ella, que ha hecho la pregunta, Sabine, es que se olvide del pasado y se olvide del futuro. Lo que tiene que estar es en el momento presente.
So, question for you.
Dice,
How many of you meditate?
pregunta para vosotros. ¿Cuánto de vosotros meditáis?
Why? Just lift your hand up there.
Levantad la mano bien.
You're not so sure whether you meditate or not, because I was saying earlier,
Dice,
you'll
tú
be
parece que no estás
traveling
muy segura
around.
de si meditas o no.
Well, how many of you sit and pretend to meditate?
¿Cuántos de vosotros os sentáis y pretendéis meditar?
That's good.
Eso está bien.
You have to pretend until it become real.
Tenéis que pretenderlo antes de que se haga realidad.
If you don't practice it, you don't know what it is.
Porque si no lo practicáis no sabéis lo que es.
You see, even if you come to 1 minute of this calm, the mind attain that calm state, it's enough. Once the mind touch that calm state, it can't go back.
Incluso si meditáis solo durante 1 minuto, una vez que la mente pilla ese momento de calma, ya no va hacia atrás.
Calm doesn't mean you appeared calm and serene. There's nothing to do of the outside. I'm not talking of the outside. I'm talking of the inside.
Y no está hablando de que aparezcamos que estamos calmados y tranquilos por fuera. Está hablando de esa calma dentro de nosotros.
For example, I was talking about chanting. You know, when you chant the divine name, you're chanting mantras, no? Or you're doing affirmation, for example. Firstly, your mind is very active, you know. You can't change it just like that. For all these years, you have trained your mind to think in a certain way. Yes or no? And then all of a sudden to change it like that, it doesn't happen from one day to the other. It takes its time. It was regular practice. Earlier I was talking about practice and dispassion. No? Practice means you participate in something. You're doing something. You're doing an action. And dispassion means non-action. So you're not participating. So what is happening? There's in the Puranas, there's a beautiful story of two birds sitting on a branch. One is eating the fruit, and the other one is sitting calmly and observing. And this is what it must be. Meaning, you are participating, at the same time you should not attach. So, but to not attach in something that you're doing, this doesn't happen. Yes or no? Because in everything that you do, you're fully participating, you're fully giving yourself into it. So attachment is happening. But as long as you're attached, like I said earlier, to something, like for example, if you're attached to your worry, you're attached to your fear, you're attached to all your qualities which you don't, you know it's not you, they will not let go of you. At the same time, you don't want to let go of these things. So you have to practice and attach to something which is eternal. Something which makes you truly happy. Attach yourself to God at the same time when you're practicing.
Dice, cuando estaba hablando antes de repetir el nombre divino o de hacer afirmaciones, ¿no? Entonces, la mente es muy activa y cuando intentamos de repente calmarla, pues cuesta tiempo, no se puede hacer de buenas a primeras, ¿no? Hay que ser regulares y practicar. Y decía que antes, comentaba que en el Bhagavad Gita Krishna hablaba de practicar, pero de no estar apegado a lo que estás haciendo, ¿no? Porque practicar significa una acción, pero no estar apegado significa no tomar parte en esa acción, ¿no? Es como no estás haciendo la acción, pero sin tomar parte en ella. Entonces, en los Puranas habla de la historia de dos pájaros que están sentados en una rama. Y uno está comiendo una fruta y el otro está observando. Entonces, de eso es de lo que se trata, de participar sin estar apegado a lo que estás haciendo. Pero dice, en todo lo que hacéis normalmente pues estáis metidos de lleno, ¿no? Entonces es difícil no estar metido por completo y apegado. Y eso nos pasa, por ejemplo, con nuestros miedos, nuestras preocupaciones, con nuestras cualidades, ¿no? Las cualidades negativas que no somos y no las dejamos ir. Entonces, ¿qué es lo que hay que hacer? Pues practicar, estar apegado a Dios, a algo que es eterno.
Do you do japam?
¿Hacéis japa?
Just explain what is japam.
Japa es recitar el nombre divino con un mala, que es como si fuera un rosario, ¿no? Repetir como si Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya. Eso es lo que pregunta.
You do? Lift your hand, let me see.
Levantad vuestra mano.
That's good.
Bien.
So, what is happening when you're chanting?
¿Qué ocurre cuando estáis recitando el nombre de Dios?
Calm. Yes.
Calma.
What else? Exactly.
No piensas en nada más. mind stops.
Yes. See, when you're chanting, your mind is busy. And it is not busy with anything, but it is busy with the name of God. Because mantras are the name of God. And when your mind gets busy with the name of God, there's something we have to understand. The name and Him, there's no different. That's why, you see, in the Bible, how it starts. In the beginning was the Word. The Word. The name. Huh? Funny, the Veda also starts the same. At the beginning was sound. This is the first part of the beginning of the Veda itself. At the beginning was sound. So sound is the name. So our mind is accustomed to sound. So when we listen something, automatically our mind create it. No? So somebody is telling you a beautiful story, what is happening in your mind? You're already in that dream world. No? For example, you are hearing a beautiful story of a fairy or of a whatever story you hear, you know. Somebody have a wonderful experience. Inside your mind, you're already creating it. Even if you have not experienced it, but your mind have already created that reality inside of you. Same thing, when you have problem and worry, your mind also create that reality. Then you're attached to it, you're stuck to it, you can't let go of it because it becomes your reality. It becomes part of you. So when something becomes part of you, to detach from it is very difficult. Even if outside you appear, oh, you know, I have this worry, I have this fear, I have this. Why do you think nowadays it's so difficult for people to let go of all these things? Because they have been attached to it. Because they have made it part of their family. That's my family. I don't want to detach from that family. It's very dear to me. I love it. Even if outside I say, no, I don't like it. But yet inside, because you have, think about it, you have built a relationship to it, it will stay with you. It's like when you have somebody knock at the door, okay, you don't like that person too much, okay. You already opened the door, you know, politely, you will have to talk with the person, no? But you will not entertain the person. You will not say, oh, please, come, have a tea, let's talk, how wonderful. You know, you will not show any enthusiasm about it. But if somebody that you know come to you, and you are really happy to see that person, somebody very dear to you, give you a surprise, you will be excited, you know, you will be welcoming that person. So such things is also with the mind. If you entertain all your worries and fear, then there will be no place for joy and happiness. So when somebody which you don't like come, out of politeness you will welcome, but due to your reaction to that, you will not entertain the person, you will not entertain the thought of that person. What will happen? They will leave very soon. They will feel that I'm not wanted here. They will go away. But that's what you have to watch yourself. You know? If you entertain these thoughts inside of your mind, japam become very difficult. You know. So which thought you are entertaining inside of your mind when you're chanting? You know, it's the positive thoughts inside of you. So if you are chanting the name of God, inside of your mind must be the image of God also. You can't do japam, yet your mind is running left, right, in all corners of the world. So when you do japam, you're chanting Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Bhagavate, Om the Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Om Namah Shivaya. Whatever divine name you feel close to, you're chanting the name of God. No? The image of God must be imprinted also into that mind. And when you're chanting, it doesn't go in vain, because you see, even if you're doing it mechanically, there is one moment where that one beat hold the full energy of all your japam. When you're chanting, not all of them come from your heart, really. Most of the time, your mind is wandering around, but there's one moment where your mind tapped into that quiet space. And this is where you have the full benefit of japam. From that exact point. This is where all the divine quality, calmness, serenity, and so on, awake itself inside of you.
Dice,
I forgot something.
cuando recitáis el nombre divino, la mente está ocupada con el nombre de Dios. Y cuando hay que saber primero que no hay diferencia entre el nombre de Dios y su nombre. O sea, y Él, quiero decir, el nombre de Dios y Él. Entonces, cuando, por ejemplo, en la Biblia, ¿cómo empieza la Biblia? Habla de la palabra. Y curiosamente los Vedas también hablan del sonido, que es lo mismo, ¿no? El sonido y la palabra. El sonido y la palabra es lo mismo, es el nombre. La mente está acostumbrada al sonido y cuando escuchamos algo, la mente está allí. Así que si alguien nos está contando una historia, nuestra mente está ya en esa historia y está creando una imagen de esa historia dentro de nosotros. Es como si la mente creara una realidad dentro de nosotros. Y lo mismo pasa con los problemas y las preocupaciones. Que cuando escuchamos a nuestros problemas y nuestras preocupaciones, se convierten en nuestra realidad y se convierten en nuestra familia y los amamos. Es como si construyéramos una relación con ellos. Cuando alguien llama a nuestra puerta de nuestra casa y no nos gusta, a lo mejor nos pensamos abrirle la puerta, o si le abrimos la puerta no nos enrollamos demasiado ni le invitamos a tomar té con nosotros. Pero si es alguien que sí nos gusta y nos alegramos de ver, le decimos, ven, pasa, toma un té, ¿no? Entonces es la misma situación con los problemas. Si entretenemos a los problemas, les dejamos pasar, no hay sitio para la felicidad. Entonces, según cómo sea nuestra reacción, si le damos la bienvenida o no, pues se irán antes o no. Si entretenemos a nuestros pensamientos, no se van a ir, se van a quedar ahí. Y dice, cuando cantamos el nombre de Dios, cualquier mantra que cantemos porque es el nombre de Dios, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namah Shivaya, el Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, cualquier mantra, porque es el nombre de Dios, la imagen de Dios tiene que estar también dentro de nosotros, incluso si lo hacemos mecánicamente. Incluso si lo hacemos mecánicamente, no todo el tiempo, pero habrá un momento donde una fracción de segundo o un latido contiene toda la potencia del nombre. Y si contiene toda la potencia del nombre, en ese momento tenemos todas las cualidades divinas que despiertan dentro de nosotros.
Question?
¿Preguntas?
Yes, Mataji.
What kind of image I have to have when I'm doing japa?
Whatever you feel close to, whatever divine image you feel close to, that you should have in your mind.
Cualquier imagen divina de la que te sientas cercana, cualquier imagen que te haga sentir cerca de Dios, eso es lo que deberías de tener en tu mente. pero de entender, para poder entender la imagen o... maybe you can explain something to understand what is God.
Well, to explain about God is quite difficult, you know.
Es bastante difícil.
You see, in the mind of man, we have fashioned God. Everybody have their own way of thinking of him. You see, for some, it is Jesus. For some, it is Krishna. For some, it is Shiva. You see, he have a multitude of aspect which he have manifest, so that we can put our mind upon. No? But above all, he is this eternal bliss. When we, for us, for example, when I close my eyes, for me, God is Krishna, Narayana. You know. For you, it will be different. Depend on which mood inside of your heart he reveal himself. If he reveal himself in the form of the Divine Mother, then he will come in the form of the Divine Mother. Depend on which aspect of the Divine you feel close to. Until, firstly, your mind can have only that image which you know about. Until he give you the inner vision. Which means once your mind have transcend this reality, you see, once your mind have attained the calmness itself, your mind have attained, have unite with him, you know, then you're in the calm state. In that state, many things get revealed. Also, his true form is revealed also. So, until you reach to that level where you have the inner vision of the Lord, meditate upon the form which you feel close to. There is a universal form of him. Like his name also, there is a universal name also. But this name and this form is not given to people to understand. Because in your mind, if I will tell you, your mind will create certain realities still. That's why once you reach to that level, that name is revealed to you. And through that name, nature responds. Once you go around, even just by saying that name, those who have reached to that level, they understand that name. And then it reacts. Same thing with the form. You see, in the mind you create the form which you feel close to until the divine reveal his real aspect inside of your heart.
Dice, en la mente del hombre, cada uno piensa en Dios de una forma diferente. Para algunos puede ser Jesús, para otros Krishna, para otros Shiva. Porque Dios tiene un montón de aspectos que se manifiestan de diferente forma para que las diferentes personas puedan tener su mente en él. Pero dice, Dios es dicha eterna. Cuando Guruji cierra los ojos, él, por ejemplo, ve a Krishna, a Narayana. Pero para nosotros, para los demás, pues puede ser diferente, ¿no? A lo mejor a alguien se le revela como la Madre Divina. Depende del aspecto de Dios del que te sientas más cercano. Hasta que tengas la visión interna, ¿no? Cuando alcanzamos la visión interna, sí que podemos conocer otro aspecto, ¿no? Dice, cuando la mente está de verdad en calma, cuando se une con Dios, hay muchas cosas que se revelan, también la forma verdadera de Dios. Pero hasta que lleguemos a eso, lo que tenemos que hacer es meditar en esa forma de Dios de la que nos sentimos más cercanos. Dice, hay una forma universal de Dios y también hay un nombre universal de Dios. Pero con la mente que tenemos, lo único que haríamos es crear una realidad sobre esto, ¿no? Entonces, tenemos que esperar hasta que alcancemos ese punto de calma, ¿no? En el que el nombre se nos revela, y ahí es el momento en el que sí que podemos entender lo que es Dios. Y lo mismo con su forma. También tenemos que esperar a ese momento.
Yes, Mataji.
Nice to meet you. It's my first satsang. ¿Mm? Ujú, ujú, ujú. Yep. Okay. When you begin in your spiritual path, there are many obstacles. So she's wondering if it's better to have a master who can guide you in that path, or it is something that you have to do alone.
Well, you say it in your question itself, you know. When the beginning, you need help. Because if you just trying to go out of it by yourself, it will be very difficult. You know, so it's important, you know, to have somebody to guide you. That's why spiritual path, it is important to know which path one belongs to. Because everybody belongs to a certain family. No? So the soul also have their family, which path they are in, which where to whom they belong. The sense of belonging is very important. If you don't know to whom you belong to, then the aim, the goal, is not there. No? So it is important at the beginning to have, well, not only at the beginning. On the spiritual path, for example, the path of bhakti, our path, which we are in, the master is very important. It's even sometimes more important than God himself. Because we can't know God. You know, we know God, yes, we know it's easy to read a book and heard stories about him, you know, and then create our own fantasy of who he is, no? It's easy, but still, it is our fantasy. You need, on the spiritual path, a master which will also ground you, will explain to you, guide you. Otherwise, it's very difficult to go out from this dense forest of Maya. So not only at the beginning, throughout life actually, if one have met the master or have find the path, one should just surrender to that. Surrender doesn't mean one becomes slave or whatever, no. One must have the right knowledge. So the role of a master is to impart that knowledge, that divine knowledge to the people. And the role of the pupils, must learn to take that knowledge and adapt it to one life. That's where the master is very important. You see, this world is, we refer it, earlier I said Maya. Maya is like a big forest. If you adventure into a forest which you don't know about, you can even get lost, even if it is very short distance. But if you have the right guide who knows the path through that forest, then you can reach your destination also very easily. So it's like that. You see, here you're surrounded by the sea. If you go in the middle of the sea without a compass, or you don't even know how to read the stars, what will happen? You will keep turning around with the hope that you find the land. And this is what many have done through thousands of lives, lives of the lives. We have learned to, yes, we must surrender, we must surrender, we must surrender. But yet we don't know the aim, the goal. To whom shall we surrender? To whom shall our mind be focused upon? So that's why life after life you're doing the same thing. So meditation, like I explained earlier, is not just to sit and close the eyes, You have to have the goal of that meditation. So what is the goal of meditation itself? Is to attain that bliss. So what is bliss? I'm asking you.
Pregunta qué es la dicha, el gozo, que es el objetivo de la meditación, está hablando ahora.
Bliss.
¿Qué es dicha, gozo para vosotros? To be one with the Father, with the Creator.
Yes, but bliss is also a feeling. To be one. This very has a good answer.
Muy buena respuesta.
Only when you have that union with God that you can feel that bliss. So, what is bliss?
Solo cuando tienes esa unión con Dios puedes sentir ese gozo, esa dicha. Entonces dice, ¿qué es esa dicha? The true life.
Well,
Estar aquí ahora. Dice, sí, eso también.
You see, bliss, love, everybody will understand it their own way. But bliss is a feeling of love multiplied it by millions time. You have ever feel love in your life? True love I'm talking about.
¿Habéis sentido amor alguna vez en vuestra vida? Amor verdadero, dice.
Multiply that love by million time, even more than that.
Multiplicad ese amor por 1.000.000 de veces, incluso más que eso.
That will be bliss.
Eso sería dicha, gozo.
And once you attain that, you don't go back.
Y una vez que alcanzáis eso, ya no volvéis atrás.
And it is true what you said, Mataji. It's only when you have transformed into divine, then you can feel it. And bliss is eternal. It's not going downhill sometimes and going uphill sometimes. No. It is eternal. It is ever growing. And there is nothing highest than that. That's why we refer to Bhagavan as Satchidananda. You see, love of human keep changing always, One day, depend on your mood, you are very high, and the next day, you're very low. You don't need to be next day itself. In one day itself, your mood vary 15th time. Morning you wake up, your beloved is next to you. Darling, how are you? wonderful, you know, I love you, and so on. And throughout the day, so beautifully, you go on. And then you just say one things which you don't like, your beloved doesn't want to hear, you will feel that where the love disappeared. You know? But I was blessed is different. It keep growing. Nothing of the outside can satisfy it. Nothing of the inside also can satisfy it. So because it doesn't have any satisfaction, because you see, once with the mind of man is like this, once you get satisfied with something, your objective change. No? So when your objective change, your mood also change, everything's change. Like that life, how many times we have certain objective, the once it is fulfilled, it change its direction. Then you look for another things to make you happy, and you keep looking for things to make you happy. But things of this world will never make you happy. Whereas bliss, you can't be satisfied, because once you have tasted, you long for more, to bath in it, to be in it all the time. So in just short, this is the object of one meditation. The object of one meditation is not to enter samadhi. You lose yourself in samadhi, yes, your mind enter into the state of calmness, but you have to absorb yourself into the divine bliss. And this is only when you get fully absorbed in the divine bliss that God reveal himself to you. That vision what I said, you know. Translate.
Vale, vuelvo atrás, antes de que estuviera haciendo preguntas ahora. Dice, claro que al principio necesitas ayuda. Si tratas de hacerlo tú solo o tú sola, te será muy difícil. Es importante tener a alguien para guiaros. Por eso también es importante a qué familia pertenecéis. El alma también pertenece a una familia. Y la sensación de a quién perteneces es importante. Es importante además no solo en el principio, ¿no? En el camino del bhakti en el que estamos nosotros, el maestro es muy importante, muchas veces más importante que Dios. Porque podemos oír historias de Dios y imaginarnos, hacernos una realidad de quién es Dios, pero el maestro nos explica quién es Él y nos guía. Porque sin la ayuda del maestro es muy difícil salir del bosque de Maya, del bosque de ilusión en el que estamos. Si encuentras ese camino espiritual y tienes a tu maestro, hay que rendirse ante él. Y eso significa tener el conocimiento correcto, que ese es el papel del maestro, ¿no? El papel del maestro es dar ese conocimiento y por eso es tan importante. Mencionaba antes que decía que teníamos que salir del bosque de Maya, ¿no? Maya, la ilusión en la que estamos, es como un gran bosque en el que está todo oscuro y si no conocemos el camino, incluso aunque sea pequeño, es difícil salir de él. Pero si tienes un guía, puedes llegar a la meta. Es como cuando estás en el mar y no tienes una brújula o no sabes interpretar las estrellas para guiarte. Y eso es lo que muchos de nosotros hemos hecho durante muchas vidas, ¿no? Y entonces, ¿a quién debemos entregarnos? ¿En quién debemos centrarnos? Lo que nos pasa es que vida tras vida hacemos lo mismo. Entonces dice que la meditación no solamente es cerrar los ojos. La meditación es alcanzar la dicha, ¿no? Por eso preguntaba qué era la dicha. Y dice, esa dicha, ese gozo, cada uno lo entiende a su manera. Y como decía aquí una Mataji, una chica, es transformarte en lo divino para poder sentirlo. La dicha es eterna. No va unas veces hacia arriba y otras veces hacia abajo. Siempre crece, es Achidananda. En cambio, el amor humano pues cambia todo el tiempo. Dice, incluso en el mismo día podemos cambiar de humor muchas veces, más de 15. Por la mañana quieres a tu pareja y es la mejor del mundo, pero después por la tarde a lo mejor le dices o te dice la pareja algo que no quieres oír y entonces ese amor desaparece. Y en cambio la dicha crece todo el rato. No existe no existe la satisfacción, ¿no? Cuando la mente busca algo, cuando está satisfecha, ya cambia de objetivo y busca otro objetivo para que nos pueda hacer feliz. Pero una vez que tenemos eso que parece que nos va a hacer feliz, buscamos otra cosa. Y así estamos todo el tiempo. En cambio, cuando entramos en la dicha, alcanzamos el gozo, solamente queremos estar ahí todo el tiempo y ya no buscamos nada más. Y ese es el objetivo de la meditación. No es estar en samadhi y ya está, ¿no? Sino absorbernos en la dicha divina.
So, a master is important, but it's important also to choose, the right master.
Es importante el maestro y escoger el maestro adecuado.
So follow your heart.
Desde tu corazón.
Well, you can't judge the master, you see, because you have to feel, when you see, normally the master reveal himself when you are ready. Yes, first you have to have that longing, that need, In the spiritual path, you start to search. When you start to search, what you do? You start to read first, no? You start to engage yourself, your mind, in knowing. Through knowing, you will know that, yes, I'll need somebody. The moment that feeling of I need to be guided will awake, the master will reveal himself. That's what we said in the Hindu tradition. It's not about you looking for the master, it's the master that come to you.
Dice que normalmente el maestro se te revela cuando estás preparado y no puedes juzgar al maestro. Normalmente, por eso en la tradición hindú se dice que no eres tú el que buscas al maestro, sino el maestro el que te busca a ti. Cuando estás
can see
preparado.
that also in the life of Jesus itself.
Puedes verlo en la vida de Jesús, por ejemplo.
Like he said, I have come for my people.
Dijo, he venido por mi gente.
So, question?
¿Preguntas?
Yes, Mataji.
She's delighted to meet you. And it's a similar question to the other one. When you begin in your spiritual path and you begin to go deeper, what about our inner master?
Firstly, this is a question which I like very much to answer, because very often people give more credit to the inner master than the outside. First, you have to understand, have you transcend your mind? So that's the dangerous things, People have not learned to transcend the mind, When we say, let your mind be free, who have a free mind? Only the master have a free mind. A master's mind roam freely everywhere, but it doesn't get attached, hurt, or anything. So the mind of the master is ever free. Whereas the mind of man who have not yet having tamed the mind is not free. The mind get attached, the mind get hurt, the mind creates, the mind drag you in hell, you know. The mind makes so many things. So your mind is not free to roam around. So when you say about the inner master, first you have to know it is the master may reveal himself also in the state inside, but you have to know the master. Otherwise you will be in fantasy. You will create your own fantasy and start believing. Like there are so many people who hear voices or see many things, you know. Doesn't mean that it's not real, but it is their reality. And through that, if you start to believe into that, then you can also be in delirium. So you can also harm yourself and harm others. So firstly, you have to learn to tame that mind. You know, have it not under control, because like I said to you, you know, the mind of a master, there is a beautiful story, you know. You know, in the Hindu tradition, we have a horse sacrifice. Here I'm talking about horse sacrifice. Doesn't mean that you cut the horse. You know, when we talk about sacrifice, very often people think that we cut the horse. No. Raja Sudyagna is called. We let the horse freely. Not we, but the great ruler. It's called the paramount ruler. So the great ruler, what he do? So the king, for him to have the title of a paramount ruler, he will do the horse sacrifice, which means he will take the best horse he have, the most strongest. He will leave it freely. So the horse will roam freely wherever it went. So wherever it goes, all the land where the horse walk belong to the king. So for example, if there is a chief wanted to fight the king, capture the horse, what do you have to do? So that he have to fight the king. So the king must win from one ruler to the other for him to have the title of great ruler. So the mind is similar to that. For that mind to transcend, you see, for that mind to be in a state where you can say, yes, you are receiving guidance from the inner master, that mind must be in that free state where it is not attached or being disturbed, being controlled by anything, where the mind can run freely. Once your mind is in that state, yes, then the master can reveal himself inside. Until then, cleanse the mind from that, you know, control the mind. That's why Krishna said, a controlled mind is your best friend, and uncontrolled mind is your worst enemy. So you have your best friend, and you have your worst enemy, not outside, but it's the same mind itself, you know.
Dice, normalmente cuando... Esta pregunta le gusta mucho, es lo que ha dicho. Muchas veces la gente le da más crédito al maestro exterior, al maestro interior que al exterior. Pero la cuestión es si hemos trascendido nuestra mente. Porque decimos libera tu mente, pero ¿quién tiene la mente liberada? ¿Quién tiene la mente libre? El maestro. El maestro está aquí, pero no está apegado a la realidad, es siempre libre. Y los hombres no tienen la mente libre, ¿no? Están apegados y eso nos puede llevar hasta el infierno. El maestro se revela, pero tienes que reconocerlo, ¿no? El maestro se revela dentro de ti, pero tú tienes que saber cómo es, porque si no, ¿cómo le distingues? Si oyes voces en tu interior, ¿cómo sabes si es una fantasía o es el maestro de verdad? Porque oyendo esas voces puedes dañarte a ti mismo y también a los demás. En el hinduismo hay una historia, bueno, hay una historia, una costumbre de un sacrificio de un caballo, ¿no? Y este sacrificio del caballo, que se llama Rajasu Yagna, no quiere decir que cortemos al caballo en trocitos, ¿no? Es que se le deja libre. Y es el rey el que hace esto, ¿no? Hace el sacrificio. Busca el caballo más fuerte, el mejor caballo, y le deja libre. Y el caballo corre por ahí y hasta donde llega el caballo corriendo es la tierra que el rey se queda. Y entonces, si alguien quiere luchar contra el rey, pues tendría que hacer lo mismo, ¿no? Ese gobernante, quien quiera luchar contra el rey, tendría que soltar otro caballo, ver hasta dónde llega, y es la forma que tienen de luchar para ver quién es el que tiene el título más elevado, ¿no? Pero dice, para que la mente trascienda esto, porque la mente hace lo mismo, lo de luchar uno con otro, para recibir las enseñanzas del maestro interno tiene que estar libre. Pero si no tenemos la mente libre todavía, lo que tenemos que hacer es limpiar la mente y controlarla. Como decía Krishna en el Bhagavad Gita, tu mente puede ser tu mejor amigo, pero también tu peor enemigo. Y es la misma mente.
Yes, Mataji. Question here also. Yeah, so there's a question also here.
¿Cuál es el significado de entregarse a los pies del gurú?
You see, in the Hindu tradition, when you meet the master, how do you greet the master? You bow down to the feet of the master. These have a very great symbol in itself. Because the feet of the master hold all the potential energy of the master. Have you seen when people meet each other Hindu people, when we meet each other, we don't shake hand. We greet like this, namaste. No? So this, when somebody tells you namaste, you also respond to the person namaste. Which means the greetings is not done only physically, but is also through the soul. Here, your soul is asking the person, can you lead me to my goal, to my eternal goal? And the other person respond to you also back the same. No, I can't. Whereas when you go to the master, you also greet the master the same way. But the master will lift his hand in, which is called Abhaya Mudra, which means, yes, I can guide you. So then you bow down to the master, which means you take shelter to the feet of the master, which means I take shelter to your feet, but you guide me to the eternal goal. So why do we touch the feet of the master? You see, the master have attained a very high level. The master have the vision of God, have the vision of God. He have befriend God, he have seen God, he have his relationship with God. But yet, he is fully grounded. He have both his feet on the ground. So which means to realize yourself, you must be grounded. And while you venerate the feet of the Master is a symbol of gratitude for what the Master is doing for humanity, for each person. That's why, in short.
Vale, dice, cuando te encuentras al maestro, normalmente en la tradición hindú te arrodillas a sus pies. ¿M? Y esto tiene una simbología. ¿Por qué? Porque en los pies está todo el potencial del maestro. En la tradición hindú, cuando nos saludamos, no nos damos la mano, ¿no? Como aquí, sino que hacemos pranam y decimos, o sea, que es el saludo, y decimos namaste. Y la otra persona dice namaste también. Y ese es un saludo que no es solamente físico, sino también con el alma. Uno le dice al otro, puedes guiarme a mi meta, y el otro le dice, no, no puedo. Eso es lo que se hace con el namaste, namaste. Y en cambio, cuando saludas al maestro, él sí que puede guiarte, entonces levanta la mano en Apayamudra y es lo que está diciendo, que él sí que te puede guiar y te puede llevar a la meta eterna. Entonces, por eso tocamos sus pies. Él tiene un nivel muy alto porque ya tiene una relación con Dios. Pero aunque tenga una relación con Dios y conozca a Dios, tiene los pies en el suelo. Y para ser consciente de quiénes somos, tenemos que tener los pies en el suelo. Y cuando veneras los pies del gurú, del maestro, estás agradeciéndole lo que hace por ti y por los demás.
In our tradition, actually not only our tradition, but in Hindu, when we surrender to the feet of the Master, which means I give my life up to you, so you guide me. Raise me to where I have to be. And being at the feet of the Master is a symbol of also humility. So you have to be humble to bow down to somebody else. No? If you are not humble, you can't bow down. So it's also the symbol of transcending your pride and ego. So when you transcend your pride and ego, then you can truly venerate the feet of the Master. And the Master will, like I said, give you the blessing. Said, yes, I can guide you, but at the same time, he will tell you, be patient. The word what you don't want to hear. You know? But he will tell you, learn patience first.
Dice que en nuestra tradición, dice no solo en nuestra tradición, pero sobre todo en la nuestra, ¿no? Cuando te estás arrodillando, estás diciendo al maestro, te doy mi vida, guíame, elévame. Pero para hacer eso tienes que ser humilde, porque si no tienes humildad, es difícil que te arrodilles, ¿no? Si tienes ego y orgullo, y no lo has trascendido, no te deja arrodillarte, ¿no? Y cuando lo trasciendes, también o sea, puedes ser humilde y dar las gracias. Y también lo que te dice el maestro cuando te hace el mudra es ten paciencia. Aparte de que puedo guiarte, sí, es ten paciencia.
And the feet hold all your organs inside. You see, outside, you know, you can, if you have some problem on the outside, you can press, you know, you can put some cream or whatever. But how would you, if you have something inside, how would you heal it? You know, there's acupuncture, all this technique, which show you, but all the inner organs that you have is in your feet. By pressing certain places, you can heal these inner organs. So the feet is very important.
Dice que los pies son muy importantes también porque tienen todos los órganos dentro. Por eso se puede hacer terapia presionando los pies, ¿no? Está la acupuntura, por ejemplo, que presionando ciertos puntos pues tienen un efecto dentro de tu cuerpo. Pero también presionando los pies podemos mejorar o curar enfermedades que tenemos de cosas por dentro, de órganos internos.
The feet is a very great absorbent of energy. The feet, probably people doesn't realize how much energy either you give through your feet or you absorb through your feet. That's why, you know, nowadays very rarely you see people walking barefoot, no? People always wear fancy shoes. Very seldom you will see them walking barefoot. That's why there's so many illnesses. Because there is no, this power point are not touched to the ground. So the ground energy is not connected to the soul of the person. No? So how you ground yourself, let's say, become very difficult.
Dice, además los pies absorben mucha energía. Probablemente no nos damos cuenta de la cantidad de energía que absorben los pies ni tampoco de lo que dan. Y por eso ahora mismo que mucha gente, la mayoría, no va con zapatos muy chulos, no pierden la conexión con la tierra, ¿no? No hay nada que reciban de la tierra que les haga tener esa conexión y tener los pies en el suelo. Y por eso hay muchas enfermedades, porque esa energía básica de enraizarnos no está presente, no está conectada a la gente.
So. Question?
¿Preguntas?
Nobody?
¿Nadie?
Yes, Mataji. You if you consider me as your guru, yes, I am your guru. It doesn't matter whether you see me regularly or not. You know, the most important things that you do the japam, Om Namo Narayanaya. Yes, that's the most important thing. And you read what I say. That's it. And try to follow. Yes, you can. Because we are connected through the heart, you know. You see, the physical aspect of the master is one thing, you know. But the master is not what you see, you know, it's not only the physical. Like I said, there's also the universal form of the master. So the spiritual body is connected always. Whenever somebody think, you know, they received the blessing. It's directly in my eyes.
Okay, dice, la pregunta era que si ella le considera su maestro, pero no le ve mucho, cada 1 o 2 años, pues que puede ser él su maestro. Entonces al final le ha preguntado, bueno, ¿eres tú mi maestro y mi gurú? Y dice, sí, si me consideras que soy tu maestro, porque es lo que ha dicho ella al principio, lo soy. No importa si no me ves o no. O sea, con frecuencia. Lo importante es que hagas Om Namo Narayanaya, japa, y que leas lo que digo. Y entonces ha dicho ella, y si, por ejemplo, miro a tu foto y te pido algo, ¿estás conmigo? Y dice él, sí, estoy contigo. Porque el aspecto físico del maestro es solo un aspecto. Está la forma universal del maestro, de lo que hablábamos antes. Y siempre está conectado con sus devotos y por eso da también bendiciones, aunque no esté presente en el cuerpo físico.
So that's why often you will have messages also in the form of dreams, or you'll be guided differently. Good. Yes, just well, you're guided. I don't know what to say when say mucho.
Dice Guruji que muchas veces recibes mensajes de diferentes formas, no en la forma física o en la forma del habla, y que es como si te guiaran, ¿no? Y ella es lo que ha dicho ahora también, dice que muchas veces siente que le guían, pero que no sabe cómo y que no es ella. Y entonces, bueno, le ha dado las gracias.
That's why I say the master have many ways
Por
of
eso,
connecting to the people.
por
And it
eso,
always take two. You see, for the light to light, it takes the positive and the negative energy. So when you're connected to the master, let's say the master is the positive, you're the negative. This is where the connection happen. Faith and belief is very important.
dice que el maestro tiene muchas formas de conectarse, ¿no? Como si fuera un polo positivo y un polo negativo. Y una vez el maestro es uno y el devoto es otro. And I forgot the last thing you said.
Faith and belief
Y
is
por
very
eso
important.
es muy importante tener fe y creer. Esas dos cosas.
So. Yes, Mataji?
Is it possible to have many masters or it is worse?
It is what?
Is it possible to have several masters or it is worse if you have several?
You see, there is a category also in the master. There is Sadguru, which is only one. And then you have many gurus, Shishya gurus we call it, like many masters which you learn certain things. It's like in a school, you have many teachers which guide you in many subjects. No? But there is the head teacher is the only one. The head teacher which will sign, your note and say, you pass or not pass. So you have that must be clear. Yes.
Dice, entre los maestros también hay categorías, ¿no? Entonces está el Sadguru, que es el que está arriba del todo, y después hay otros muchos maestros, ¿no? Entonces es como en una escuela que tú puedes tener varios profesores a la vez, pero está el tutor, el profesor jefe, que te dice si al final has aprobado el año o no. Y eso hay que tenerlo claro.
So if you want to learn maths, you will learn mathematics, So you need one teacher. Yes, Mataji. So I can't hear.
What is the best time to meditate, and how do you have any tools how to entrance?
How to enhance the meditation, make it stronger, better, to enter.
to
So,
get in.
like I explained, the best time to meditate is 3 o'clock in the morning. Because why 3 o'clock in the morning? This is a time where all the masters travel the world and bless the people. So this is the right timing of meditation. 3 to 6 o'clock in the morning. We call it Brahma Muhurtam. And how to enter first, you have, like I explained earlier, before you meditate, chant first. So start by chanting. So be careful that you don't fall asleep at 3 o'clock in the morning. So this is the best time, but you can meditate any time, whenever you feel like, you know. So it's not only, this is the only time that you should meditate upon. But if you want to have the full benefit of your meditation, this is a peak time where your mind is at complete, it's not very active. Then you have the full benefit of your meditation. So start by japam, then do some pranayama, then go slowly. If you have a certain kind of meditation, then you do whatever you know about.
Vale, ella ha preguntado que cuál era la mejor hora para meditar y también si él nos daba alguna herramienta o consejo para entrar en la meditación. Y entonces él ha dicho que la mejor hora para meditar son las 3 de la mañana. ¿Y por qué? Porque es la hora en la que todos los maestros viajan por el mundo y dan bendiciones. Y esa hora, que empieza a las 3 y termina a las 6 de la mañana, se conoce como Brahma Muhurta. Y dice que antes de que meditemos, lo mejor es cantar, recitar el nombre divino, pero que tenemos que tener cuidado de no dormirnos. Y bueno, si no es a esa hora, cualquier otra hora en la que queramos meditar, pues también está bien. Pero para obtener el beneficio completo de la meditación, es mejor hacerlo en esa hora, porque es el momento en el que la mente está más calmada, está menos activa. Y entonces lo mejor sería hacer primero japa, ¿no? Repetir el nombre divino, después hacer pranayama, ejercicios de respiración, y después hacer la meditación que hayáis aprendido o que conozcáis.
What time do you meditate?
¿A qué hora sueles meditar? Por la mañana, dice.
Good. Very good.
Dice
In the morning
6,
it's the
7.
best. Yeah.
Dice, por la mañana es lo mejor.
Because if you meditate in the evening, your mind is very active. Because your mind has been fed throughout the day. So when you sit and meditate in the evening, it is more difficult. Because then you have all the vision of the day, all the thought of the day. That's why it is said, in the evening it's best to self-analyze yourself.
Dice, por la mañana está muy bien meditar porque cuando ya es por la tarde, normalmente la mente está muy activa porque ha sido alimentada con todo lo que ha pasado durante el día. Y bueno, por eso es mejor hacerlo por la mañana. And I think I forget the last thing you said.
Sorry?
I forgot the last thing you said.
In the evening the mind is agitated because you think of the day, then it's better to self-analyze.
It's self-analysis, thank you. Yeah. Sí, dice que por eso por la tarde lo mejor es hacer autoanálisis. Por la tarde, al final del día, él siempre recomienda hacer autoanálisis.
Finito?
¿Finito?
I have a list here.
Tiene una lista ahí todavía.
I'll go quickly. I will not give long answer.
Va a ir rápidamente.
Where do thoughts come from?
¿De dónde vienen los pensamientos?
So your thoughts come from the mind.
Los pensamientos vienen de la mente.
So the mind, we have been talking throughout the evening about the mind. So the mind is governed by three quality, which is sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. You can explain so many.
Dice que los pensamientos vienen de la mente y la mente tiene tres cualidades. Cualidades sáttvicas, rajásicas y tamásicas.
These are qualities which your mind hold upon, control.
Y esas son las cualidades de las que depende vuestra mente, controla.
So those thoughts, which awake into the mind, which is with sattvic quality, these good things come out from it.
Los pensamientos que se despiertan con cualidades sáttvicas tienen cosas buenas, son cosas buenas.
And it have favorable emotions
Y tienen
connected to it.
tienen emociones favorables conectadas con ellos.
Then you have rajasic quality. Like most of the people where the mind is running outside, running towards the world, only thinking about the external things.
Después están los pensamientos rajásicos en los que son donde corremos hacia el exterior, ¿no? Son pensamientos en los que solo pensamos en las cosas externas.
In such mind, thoughts of rajasic quality will arise.
Y en esas mentes de la gente que solo está concentrada en las cosas externas hay pensamientos rajásicos.
And those which mind is always wicked. It is governed by tamasic quality. So in that mind, they always think of harming themselves and others.
Y después hay gente malvada, ¿no? Y esos están dominados por las cualidades tamásicas. Y estas personas solo piensan en hacer daño a los demás.
So these thoughts arise from such mind.
Esos pensamientos nacen de esas mentes, ¿no? Los pensamientos
Depend
malos.
on your quality which you hold upon. Let's
As-
say if you're sattvic or rajasic or tamasic.
Así que
Your mind also
los,
will,
pensa-
this kind of thought will also appear.
los pensamientos dependen de qué cualidades tengáis en la mente y dependiendo de si son rajásicas, sáttvicas o tamásicas, pues así serán los pensamientos.
And to change that, you see, the right knowledge is important.
Y para poder dominar eso y cambiarlo, el conocimiento correcto es muy importante.
You say that when we have the first thoughts, it is the intuition. The second is the mind. Because in the first moment, the mind cannot get it. You also say that when we feel sad, it's not from our soul, but from our mind. Is the one who feel like that. So what happened when something make your heart skip a beat and you feel it is like something painful? Because the feeling can be also something positive. The mind is still not there, but you feel bad. Who is the feeling at that point?
Dice la pregunta, él siempre dice que el primer sentimiento que tenemos es la intuición y lo segundo es la mente, ¿no? Y entonces alguien pregunta, ¿qué pasa cuando surge algo que te hace dar un vuelco al corazón y el primer sentimiento que tienes es algo triste? Y te sientes mal, porque también puede ser que te dé un vuelco el corazón y sientas algo positivo o te alegres.
See, like I said, the first thoughts which arise, it come from one intuition, and one intuition is connected with the heart. It have happened to you, you know, you have a thought, you have a feeling at the same time, but you don't listen to it. You try to rational it, and you try to put it in words. You know, you try to become logic about it. So this fine line between the mind and the intuition, you see, it comes also with the feeling with it. So in that question, the person said the feeling, the mind is not there, but you feel bad. You know? So when do you feel bad? When you start to analyze it. You don't feel bad at that precise moment. If it is something from your intuition, you will know straight away. You know? But you start to feel bad once you start to put it into logic.
Dice, la intuición está conectada con el corazón. Si tienes un pensamiento y un sentimiento al mismo tiempo, muchas veces no escuchas, simplemente tratas de ser lógico, ¿no? Hay una línea muy fina entre la mente y la intuición. Dice la pregunta, tienes en un momento tu mente no está ahí, pero te sientes mal. Y dice, ¿cuándo te sientes mal? Cuando empiezas a analizarlo. Si es tu intuición, tú lo sabes directamente, o sea, al momento. Pero el sentimiento de que te sientas triste o mal viene cuando empiezas a analizarlo.
So, how can you explain that the young people let themselves indoctrinate by media, politics, etc.? For example, in Catalonia, why don't they use their own brain? I'm wondering also.
Dice la pregunta.
Not only in Catalonia, I don't know. Catalonia is in Spain, huh?
Yes. Dice la pregunta, ¿por qué la gente joven se deja adoctrinar por los medios de comunicación y los políticos y no utilizan su propio cerebro? Y dice, como ejemplo, Cataluña. Y dice, Gurji, bueno, yo también me lo pregunto, pero vamos, no solo en Cataluña.
You see, this problem is not only in Catalonia or in Spain, you know, but it's everywhere. Not only all young people, but also lots of old people also. You see, media, politics, all this, they are there to control you. Now, and the best way to control you is to inflict fear inside of you. Whether it's fear, you can control. So, people, why they don't use the brain? That is a big question which I can't myself answer about. But what I can say is people don't use the brain because what they want to hear outside is fancy. You know, if your mind have, like I said, if you have fed your mind with negativity, so the mind want to be fed more negative, no? You don't want to be positive. You don't want to take responsibility. You like not to take responsibility because you like to put the blame on somebody else. It is not me. It is the fault of somebody else. This is what people do. They say, who will say, yes, it is my fault? No one will say that. You know, people will rather say it is the fault of somebody else. So if you don't start to think for yourself, you can blame others for that. So and more you see, but people are not using their brain anymore. And if they use it in a wrong way. So it's sad to see this reality which people have given to machine that priority in life. But everything in their life being governed by computer, by the machine, by everything else, you know. They don't take responsibility for their life. So you ask yourself, are they really living a life? How many people in this world are truly living? Very few. Nowadays, everything, you just click, touch button, you have everything. But what is happening to this? Once I was looking, I say, somebody sent me a video that showed that less and less people are enjoying nature. More and more people are sitting inside the house, doing nothing. Youngsters are sitting whole day on computer, Facebook, and they spend the time in front of a machine. How many times, you see, parents have come to me and said the children are just not living their computer. They're always on games, they're always on the net. Are they really feeding themselves with the right thing? No, they are not. So there is no future for this kind of people. You know, when you ask them about, do you have any aim in life? They can't answer you. Because there is no aim. There is no future for them. And this is because everything has been given to them in a plate. Whatever they wanted, they got. In the older generation, people have to work, you know. If you want something, you must work for it. But nowadays, no, they don't work. They get everything. They ask a computer to their parents, they get it straight away. Just to finish with the kids, you know, the parent would just give and finish with it. And then when they see that their children is not moving out, whose fault is it? The children's fault or the parents? That's why before I said the right education is important, you know. The right knowledge is important. What you're giving to your children depend, you know, how you want your children to be, depend completely upon the parents. Then changes will happen, you know. If you have given always not ready to listen to your child, you know, just by when your child was talking to you, you know, you were not ready to listen, then your child will go and find that attention somewhere else. So that's the problem. Parents become so busy that they don't have time to listen to their children. The computer have taken place of the parents. So they look for that attention into media, politics, internet, and so on. Until one day nature will make one realize. You see, our mind can hold a certain amount of, image, no? Because we think in image. So 100,000 of new images is downloaded into our mind daily. So how long would this hold, you know, when you have more than that being infused? Everything that you push on, it have a limit and it break. So until one realize that one must change and really take one life into one hand and realize that you are a living being. Often people forget that you have a life inside of you. You have life, you know. Forget about the soul, because very often people don't think about their Atma. They don't think about their soul. You know? But ask how many people are truly living. What is life? Not many people can, especially the youngsters, you know, they can't say what is life. Because they don't know what is life. For them, life is only that little screen or what they read, and that's it. And is it life? No, it is not. 90% of your life is not governed by you. They're governed by media, politics, internet, and so on. That 10% of your life that you hold upon, that also you can't handle it. So, hope that in the future people will take, let's say, more consideration about life itself.
Dice que no solo... bueno, no sé si dije la pregunta antes, ¿no? Vale. Dice que en todas partes pasa esto, no solo en Cataluña y no solamente con los jóvenes, ¿no? La media, los políticos, lo que quieren es controlarnos, y la mejor forma de controlarnos es que tengamos miedo. ¿Por qué no utilizan sus cerebros? Pues porque, bueno, quieren oír cosas bonitas, ¿no? Entonces, están alimentados por la negatividad. Y cuando estás alimentado por la negatividad, pues estás más en las cosas negativas. Y normalmente te gusta echar la culpa a los demás. No usas el cerebro. Es triste, pero es la forma errónea de utilizar el cerebro. Son las máquinas en estos momentos las que gobiernan la vida de los chicos, por ejemplo. Facebook, el ordenador, ¿no? Internet. Y ellos no toman responsabilidad de sus vidas, ¿no? Y en general, ¿cuánta gente podemos decir que realmente vive? Pues muy pocos, ¿no? Además, estos jóvenes muchas veces han perdido el contacto con la naturaleza, y también es como si no tuvieran futuro, ¿no? Porque lo reciben todo ya servido, ¿no? Y los padres, pues, son algo muy importante para su educación, ¿no? La educación correcta es muy importante y tiene que ver con los padres. Si los padres no escuchan, los niños buscan la atención en otro sitio. Y si los padres no tienen tiempo, pues eso, la buscan en internet o en otras cosas que hacer. La mente normalmente al día baja, por así decirlo, ¿no? Porque la mente piensa en imágenes, 100.000 imágenes en un día. Recibe, ¿no? ¿Y qué pasa cuando estás en un momento, además, que recibes mucho más que eso, ¿no? De imágenes? Entonces, la cuestión es que uno mismo tiene que cambiar, porque muchas veces no pensamos en que tenemos vida dentro de nosotros, ¿no? Ni siquiera, ya hay mucha gente que no piensa en el alma. Entonces, ¿qué es la vida? Pues los jóvenes no lo saben. Y si pensamos que el 90% de nuestra vida no está controlado por nosotros y que incluso tenemos dificultades para controlar el 10% restante, pues ¿qué es lo que queda? Esperanza. Esperanza de que se cambie.
why are there so many births? We are more than 7.5 million, more birth than death.
Dice la pregunta, ¿por qué hay tantos nacimientos más que muertes? Porque somos más de 75 millones.
So, why there is more birth?
Dice, ¿por qué hay más nacimientos?
And why there is less death?
¿O por qué hay menos muertes?
So, who can answer me this question?
¿Quién le puede contestar a él esta pregunta? Dice, por la esperanza.
Make more babies.
Dice, para hacer más...
Merciful. They
Dice,
send more soul.
Dios es misericordioso, entonces dice, venga, intentadlo más.
That's a funny question. Tricky question, actually.
Tiene truco esta pregunta.
So, you see, there is more, nowadays there's more people. Of course, more birth is happening. Why not many death? Because people, once they are born, they have to go through life itself. So meanwhile, there's much more people being born. But there is also a balance in things. When we look at nature itself lately, you will see that nature does balance itself. Even in the rapid growing of people, but there is also a lot of death happening. Birth and death goes hand in hand. Like I was explaining earlier, about not attaining one goal, So how would the soul go back to the Supreme? That's the only place, once you have attained the lotus feet of the Lord, you don't come back. Then you stop taking birth. So imagine how many births have you taken? You are stuck in that cycle of birth and death. So we can say 7.5 million people, billion, no? So million.
That was the question.
No, there's more than 7.5 million people.
Yeah, that's what the person asked.
Hmm?
That was the person
In
who
India
wrote.
itself is 1 billion people. So it
Billion.
is 7.4 billion, no? Sorry? Billions, yes. Millions is only in one city, there's some millions of people. So it's 7.5 billion people. It's even much more. So imagine if you have not reached the point of really be eternally with God, so you still come back again and again, no? If you not realize yourself, you still come back again. So like that there is many souls, you see, that want to come. But one must know the goal also. To stop coming to this world, we have to know the goal, where we want to reach. Once you know where you want to reach, then you don't come back. But to not come back here, you have to have that bliss. That's why when we look at how many people really attain God realization, it's very few. So if, like Krishna said in the Gita, out of million, maybe one will attain me. So out of million, one shall attain me. So what makes that one person out of a million different is a state of surrender. Because the one which have truly learned and attained that love within oneself, they don't come back. So once you don't come back here, then the, I say, level of soul can diminish also. So,
Dice, bueno, en realidad hay un balance siempre en la naturaleza, ¿no? Un equilibrio. Porque la mente, porque la muerte y la vida siempre van de la mano. ¿Mm? Entonces, ¿cómo llegan las almas a Dios, ¿no? A lo supremo? Pues cuando alcanzan los pies de loto del Señor ya no vuelven. No tienen que volver una y otra vez a encarnar en la tierra, ¿no? Pero ¿cómo podemos hacer esto? Para eso tenemos que saber cuál es el objetivo de la vida. Porque si sabes el objetivo es más fácil hacerlo, si no lo sabes, no. Y si no alcanzamos eso, no podemos saber, seguimos viniendo aquí reencarnándonos, ¿no? Y dice, como dice Krishna en el Bhagavad Gita, quizás de 1 millón de personas solo me alcanza una. No es tan fácil cuántas personas llegan a ser conscientes de la divinidad que tienen dentro de ellas, ¿no? Para eso es importante el estado de entrega, para eso hay que entregarse. Y cuando alcanzamos ese amor que tenemos dentro de nosotros, entonces ya no volvemos atrás, a encarnar otra vez y a que haya un montón de almas aquí.
or people learn to control themselves and not have too much babies.
O la gente aprende a controlarse mejor y no a tener tantos bebés.
So, why is there growth in the illnesses of the immune system? I don't get it.
¿Por qué hay un crecimiento de las enfermedades inmunológicas?
Because you see, our immune system depend also on our mind state. So if your mind is sick, you can't expect you to be healthy. But also, what we eat play a big role in our immune system. So if we eat healthy food, automatically we will be healthy. But if we eat copes, we eat all kind of junk food, you know, of course you will fall sick. Because your mind is sick. The majority of the illnesses nowadays is from the mind. So with a sick mind, you make yourself sick. So watch what you're eating.
Dice, el caso es que el sistema inmunológico depende de la mente también, ¿no? Entonces, si la mente está enferma, pues el cuerpo también. Y hay que tener en cuenta que una cosa muy importante es qué es lo que comemos. La comida sana nos va a hacer sana a nosotros también, pero si comemos mal, si comemos cadáveres, por ejemplo, pues vamos a estar enfermos. Ahora mismo casi todas las enfermedades vienen de la mente, pero también tenemos que tener mucho cuidado con lo que comemos.
Very often people start to realize that when they start to fall sick, you know, that they have to change their eating habits. Now what you feed what you put in your stomach affect very much your mind state. If you put dead bodies inside of you, how do you expect that your mind will be calm? You see, very often, you see, people think, by cooking the meat and other things, they think that by cooking it, it destroyed the energy of the food. No, because when the animal being killed, there's a lot of sadness attached to it, lot of pain attached to it, and that you can't cook it, you can't burn it. So energetically, you're also taking upon this inside of you, and that affect your mind. So imagine God have given you such a beautiful body, and then you make it a cemetery. You give your body to be a better human being, and then when you return it to Him, you return Him a cemetery. So how can that mind be free? How can that mind be positive? It can't be.
Dice, mucha gente se dan cuenta de esto cuando se ponen enfermos. Entonces, cuando se ponen enfermos, pues cambian sus hábitos de alimentación. Pero lo que ponemos en el estómago realmente es muy importante y altera nuestra mente. Si comemos cuerpos muertos, como carne, ¿no? ¿Cómo esperamos tener la mente en calma? Mucha gente piensa que porque cocinen la carne se elimina todo, y cuando un animal muere hay mucho sufrimiento que no puedes cocinar, no puedes quemar, por mucho que cocines. Entonces eso nos lo comemos también. Energéticamente nos comemos todo eso, y eso afecta a nuestra mente. Entonces imaginaos que Dios nos da el cuerpo para ser mejores seres humanos, y lo que hacemos es crear un cementerio, y le devolvemos un cementerio con cuerpos dentro. Entonces, eso va a ayudarnos a liberar nuestra mente.
When we want to help other people who have pain and don't want to open themselves, it is difficult not to judge with the mind. It is possible for us, devotee, to love unconditionally as God does. Yes, it is. How can we improve without losing our patience? Just learn to accept the people how they are. If you accept the people how they are, you'll be more free. You know very well, God doesn't make any mistake in His creation. He have created each individual unique, and there is no wrong in it. The judgment that we project upon the people is our own. You have to start looking at yourself firstly. If you want really to love unconditionally, stop all judgment. Learn to accept. Accept firstly yourself. Very often, you see, people find that more difficult. That's why they find it difficult to accept others, because they can't accept themselves. So if you want truly to help somebody else, learn to accept the people how they are. Love them how they are. That's what is love, no? Love is not about judging. You are like this, that's why I love you. Or you are like that, that's why I love you. No. Love is not a bargain. You love the person how the person is, That's why very few people really know what is love, They love only the external of the person. They see the person, oh, this person is very beautiful, it's worthy of me loving. You are just loving only the outside, but the outside doesn't show who the person is. Because of a bottle, look very sexy in the outside, doesn't mean that you can drink what is inside. So learn to look from your heart, not from the outside only. And knows that everyone is part of God, and God have sent them in your life so that you can come closer to Him, so you can discover more and more about His love. Because you can't love God who you don't know, but you can love the people who He have sent in your life. So loving God means start firstly to love the people how they are.
Dice, la pregunta decía, ¿qué hay que hacer para ayudar? Si quieres ayudar a los demás, pero no se abren mucho, ¿cómo puedes ayudarles? ¿Podemos realmente los humanos amar incondicionalmente como Dios? Y dice Guruji, sí, podéis. Y decía la pregunta, ¿qué podemos hacer para mejorar, ¿no? Para mejorar, para poder amar más incondicionalmente y ayudar a los demás? Y dice Guruji, para eso lo primero que tenéis que hacer es aceptar a la gente. Y eso os hace más libres. Dios no hace ningún error. Y entonces nadie de los que existen es un error, ¿no? Dios hace a cada uno único y especial por algo. Y en realidad el juicio está solamente en nosotros. Entonces, si queremos amar incondicionalmente, lo que tenemos que hacer es parar de juzgar. Y tenemos que empezar, sobre todo, a mirarnos nosotros mismos primero. Si no nos aceptamos a nosotros mismos, pues ¿cómo podemos aceptar a los demás? El amor no depende de nada, ¿no? O sea, si te estás fijando continuamente en las cosas externas, ahí no encuentras el amor. Muy poca gente sabe lo que es el amor de verdad. Dice, por ejemplo, si tú miras a una botella, por muy bonita que sea la botella, no quiere decir que te puedas beber lo que hay dentro. Entonces tenemos que aprender a mirar desde el corazón. Y todo lo que hace Dios, todo lo que nos manda, todas las personas que nos ponen en la vida, es para acercarnos a Dios. Y si queremos amar a Dios, pues primero tenemos que amar a las personas que nos rodean y a nosotros mismos.
Do you have any question?
¿Tenéis más preguntas?
Yes, Mataji. I will tell you a story. Once, Lord Buddha was sitting and meditating under the tree. And a person came to him and started shouting at him. All kind of words, tell him, how bad he is and so on. So Lord Buddha saw him, but Buddha was calm. After shouting for a long time, he opened his eyes and said to the man, "You finish?" The man was shocked and said, "Yes." Then Buddha asked him, "I have a question for you. If you bring a gift to somebody and that person refuses that gift, for whom does that gift belong to?"
I translate first.
Okay, yes, sorry.
Dice, la pregunta de ella era, ¿qué pasa si está rodeado de gente muy negativa que solamente te cuenta cosas negativas. Entonces le ha dicho Guruji, te voy a contar una historia. Una vez estaba Buda sentado debajo de un árbol y se le acercó a alguien, Buda estaba meditando, y se le acerca a alguien y le empieza a chillar. Le empieza a chillar y a llamar de todo, pero durante un buen rato, ¿no? Entonces está ahí llamándole de todo, tal, chillándole. Y entonces cuando ya termina, Buda abre los ojos, le mira y le dice, ¿has terminado? Y el otro dice, sí. Y le dice Buda, cuando tú le das un regalo a una persona y esa persona no lo acepta, ¿a quién le pertenece el regalo?
So my question
Entonces,
was, for whom does the gift belong to?
Guruji pregunta, ¿a quién le pertenece ese regalo?
Back to the person who brought the gift.
Va de vuelta a la persona que traía el regalo y que no ha sido aceptado.
So it's the same with people which is negative. If you accept it, then it becomes yours. But if you don't accept it, you don't take it, let them be with the negative.
Y eso pasa lo mismo con la gente que dice o que está diciendo cosas negativas alrededor tuyo, ¿no? Si las aceptas, te las quedas tú.
You
Si
see,
no,
life is too short to waste time on these things, you know. There's so many better things in life to do. You know, there's also this beautiful story of a lady entering a bus. So when a lady entered the bus with a lot of luggage, she was grumpy. So she sat next to a lady which was very calm. So she pushed her way, you know, inside, very grumpy and very angry, sit there. So the person sitting in front got annoyed and start to fight with the lady and said to her, why you don't say anything to this lady? She been pushing and grumpy. So the lady replied, the journey is very short. I'm getting down in the next step. It's no use wasting time in arguing. Life is too short for that. You know, when you start to argue with people, you're wasting your time. Because if somebody is negative, you can't reason that person. Even how much positive you will try to, impress him with, it will not. Because when they have their mind set on certain things which is negative, they will hold upon that. They will not see anything positive. It's like they have put glasses which want to see only red. They will see only red. You can't ask them to see green. So only when they want to change, then they will be able to change. So when they are ready to listen, they will come to you. But if they are negative, try not to take the negativity with you.
dice, había otra historia. Bueno, primero le ha dicho, no pierdas el tiempo con eso porque la vida es demasiado corta. Entonces cuenta la historia de una señora que era así refunfuñona, ¿no? Estaba de mal humor. Sube al autobús y en el autobús había un montón de equipaje y entonces está de mal humor, se va a sentar y para sentarse pues aparta a alguien y se sienta al lado de una persona que había muy calmada, ¿no? Entonces la persona que estaba sentada enfrente de la persona que estaba calmada le dice, pero ¿por qué no le dices algo a esta señora? Que mira qué mala uva tiene y te ha empujado y tal. Y dice, este viaje es muy corto y me bajo en la parada siguiente ya y no merece la pena decirle nada. Y entonces dice Guruji, la vida es demasiado corta y no merece a veces gastar esfuerzo en eso. Y además piensa que cuando la gente es negativa muchas veces les da igual lo que les digas. O sea, si ellos se han puesto las gafas para ver algo rojo, aunque tú le digas que es verde, lo va a seguir viendo rojo. Entonces, Solamente cuando esas personas quieren cambiar, cambiarán. Y solamente cuando quieren cambiar, pues te escucharán. Así que no perdáis el tiempo en eso y después, por otra parte, no dejéis que lo negativo os influya.
So, Jai Gurudev, everybody.
Jai Gurudev a todo el mundo.
So, say with me. Asato ma
Decid conmigo.
sadgamaya tamaso ma jyotirgamaya mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om. Jai Gurudev, everyone. So, the weather change, eh?
Ha cambiado el
Become
tiempo,
cold.
¿eh? Ahora tenéis frío.
They were hiding behind this, eh? It's good.
Ah, os estabais escondiendo detrás de eso, dice.
Nice. You are all from here?
¿Sois todos de por aquí, de la isla?
Nearby.
Someone from the south of Spain.
From Spain. Holland. Poland. Where in Poland, Mataji? Eh? Yeah, no, I know Poland. I've been. We have
No.
a temple. I've been many times.
¿Pero de dónde eres en Polonia? De Szczecin.
Szczecin. I was in Szczecin. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've been to Szczecin. Yeah.
Él ha estado en la ciudad de ella, que está cerca de Berlín. Se llama Stettin.